Welcome to our first layering and masking tutorial, the screen in screen. The first thing that I'm going to do is import all of my media into my video editor. Final Cut Pro allows me to drag and drop. Now that my footage is in my media window, I'm going to grab my screen clip and drag it down to my timeline. You can see here that because my screen wasn't static, it actually shakes. To overcome this, I'm going to go to my Edit menu and choose Add a Freeze Frame. What this will do is this will allow me to create a static frame of my screen that I can overlay my footage onto. Once I've created my freeze frame, I can select the rest of my footage and remove it from my timeline. Using my Select tool, I'm going to drag my freeze frame out so that it is at least as long as my original clip was. Now I'm going to grab the footage that I want to overlay onto my screen and drag it down onto my timeline above my screen. And you can see that it covers my entire frame. We'll fix this in a second, but the first thing I'm going to do is use my blade tool to trim my clip so that it's only as long as I need it. Once I've trimmed the parts of my footage that I don't need, I'm going to get my Select tool, highlight them, and delete them just like that. And I can move my clip back to the start of where I want it. Now, to rectify the size issue, I'm going to move up to the bottom of my view window and choose my Distort tool. This allows me to drag and drop the corners of my clip so that it conforms to the screen that I'm putting my footage into, just like this. Whoops, hold on, that's better. So now the footage in my screen is exactly the same size as the screen that I'm watching it on. The next thing that I'm going to do is grab a background for my new footage. I'm going to drag that down to my timeline and put that underneath my screen footage. I'm going to drag that out so that it's the same length. And you can see that we've got the same problem that we did before. My new background is much larger than the screen that it's supposed to be on. So again, picking up my Distort tool, I'm going to conform those edges so that it fits exactly into the frame that it's going to be shown on. Just like that. The last thing that I'm going to do now that all of my sizing is done, is I'm going to jump over to my Effects panel, grab my keyer, and drag and drop that onto my top layer, which is my in-screen footage. And now you can see that by layering clips, using some transforming tools, I now have new footage in my screen just like magic.